Exclusive contract with Feilu Novel Network Novel. Hong Kong film. Starting from Wulong Academy in the late 1980s, when Hong Kong films merged, Wulongyuan became a martial monk at the Wulong Academy. My master is Master Changmei, my senior brother is Uncle Da, and I have two cute little brothers, Xiaolong and Xiaowen. Although there are rules and regulations in the temple, there is infinite joy. Wulongyuan has been practicing Tongzi Gong for 10 years and comprehending the unique skill of the Shaolin Yi Jin Jing. With unparalleled martial arts skills, Xianjiang is caught up in Hong Kong movies. Invited by the police station to catch zombies with exorcist detective Feng Shu. Participated in the movie Green Snake as Fa Hai, a powerful dragon who scared and cried the female protagonist. Hongxing, all the ancient troublemakers asked me to be their big brother, don't you agree? Hit your server. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. 001 People in the Wulong Courtyard, 10 years of Tongzi Gong. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Xiaolong, Xiaowen is up. Wulongyuan pushed open the Zen door and woke up the two young disciples. At dawn, the sunlight shone through the window into the meditation room. The two junior brothers are only 6 years old and sleep soundly. Sleeping on the left side, the delicate and thin one is Little Dragon, who has shown his martial arts talent since childhood. Eating milk while fighting, a set of drunken milk punches is superb. Sleeping on the right side, the white and chubby one is Xiaowen, also known as Stinky Fart One. At a young age, farting is a bad smell, and he loves to flirt with his younger sister. He often flirts with the daughter of pilgrims. Wulongyuan looked at the two cute children with some emotion. Not bad, they are the two highly popular protagonists in the Hong Kong film Wulong Courtyard, just like the movies they watched in their childhood. That's right, Wulongyuan is a traveler. Traveling back to the 1980s, he was adopted by the abbot of the Wulong Academy, Master Changmei, and became a disciple of Shaolin martial arts. Practicing martial arts for 10 years, practicing Tongzi Gong diligently. Wearing copper skin and iron bones, laying a solid foundation. Now Wulongyuan is 18 years old. After Wulongyuan's observation, this should be a world of Hong Kong integration, because occasionally in newspapers, there are rumors of zombies, ghosts, and gambling saints and ancient troublemakers. This world is not safe. Zombies can bite people, bullets don't have long eyes. Wulong Courtyard is quite comfortable. Like a paradise in the world. Although there are many rules and regulations in the temple, but it's not boring or dull at all. Master Changmei, the abbot, is an enlightened teacher. As a veteran, Master Brother De Shu often takes himself out to eat meat. There are also two cute little brothers, Xiaolong and Xiaowen, who are simply the pistachios in the temple. However, the two of them habitually lay in bed. As a senior brother, Wulongyuan bears the obligation to discipline them. Every morning, I wake up warmly. Sunrise in the east. Upon hearing the sound of the door opening, Xiaolong reflexively shouted and struggled to sit up from the bed. Open your eyes and lie back in bed. Xiaowen was also awakened, sat up and said a dreamy sentence, but he yawned and then lay down again. Squinting his eyes into a slit, he secretly observed his senior brother Wulongyuan. Compared to Xiaolong, Xiaowen is more lazy and mischievous. This is also related to their backgrounds. Xiaolong's family is a farmer who lives in financial difficulties, so his parents sent him to Wulong Academy to learn martial arts, which not only saves food for the family but also enables him to learn a certain skill. However, Xiaowen's family is a wealthy family in Xianjiang who runs a factory and lives a comfortable life. They are considered a second-generation wealthy family, but by chance, they were admitted to the Wulong Academy. Sunrise in the east. Wulongyuan held a ruler in his hand and pretended to hit Xiaowen's buttocks. Don't be fooled by Xiaowen's chubby appearance, he is actually very resistant to beating. But he is also afraid of pain. Get up quickly. Xiaowen was afraid of Wulongyuan's lewd power, completely devoid of drowsiness, and immediately sat up from the bed to get dressed. After waking up, Xiaolong and Xiaowen followed Wulongyuan and went to the yard to wash up. A quaint Zen temple, with sunlight shining on it, there is an old monk washing up. The gray-white eyebrows are very long, hanging on the cheeks, and it is Wulongyuan's master, the abbot of the Wulong Academy, who is also known as the Long Eyebrow Master. Master Long Eyebrow is over 90 years old, with missing teeth and wearing dentures. He took his dentures out of his mouth, brushed them clean with a toothbrush and placed them on the wash basin, then use a toothbrush to comb your beard and long eyebrows. It's very precious. Beside Master Long Eyebrow, there is also a middle-aged idiot who is shaving. The foolish man did not shave, with messy short black hair and a beard on his lips. That's right, it's Wulongyuan's senior brother, Uncle De. Uncle De is shaving. First, I put foam on my cheeks, but I couldn't find a razor, so I had to take a look at the old abbot's false teeth. Quietly, Mimi held the dentures on the wash basin in her hand. Then, using the old abbot's dentures, he began to leisurely shave his beard. After scraping, I put back the dentures full of foam as if nothing had happened. Just then Abbot Changmei reached out to touch the denture and put it back directly, with foam all over his mouth. Pooh! What the hell is going on? Abbot Changmei's mouth was full of foam, bitter and salty. He quickly spit out his false teeth, cleaned them, and rinsed his mouth. Just as he was about to criticize Uncle De immediately shifted the attention of the abbot when he saw the three junior brothers and said, "Master, you see that Wulongyuan is already 18 years old. You always want to teach him the Yi Jin Jing. This kid has more talent than me, has excellent bones, and is also more diligent than me. He is a good seedling. After your passing, let Wulongyuan inherit your mantle, which will definitely promote our Shaolin martial arts." Uncle De actually wants to shake the pan. As the eldest disciple of Master Changmei, he should inherit the mantle, but he still wants to marry a wife, so I haven't really shaved yet, and I'm ready to go back to secular life at any time. Wulongyuan's martial arts comprehension is indeed very high, maybe he can really learn the Yi Jin Jing. The long-eyebrowed abbot looked at Wulongyuan with a smile, who was his most proud disciple. The Yi Jin Jing is a unique skill in Shaolin, which is obscure and difficult to understand. It's not easy to learn, you must be a martial arts genius. No, you just said wait for me to pass away. Master Long Eyebrow suddenly realized that he couldn't breathe well. Bad luck. I'm still young. Living for another 10 years is not a problem. Being scolded by the abbot, Uncle De immediately pulled Wulongyuan in front of him as a shield. "Junior brother, Master said he wants to teach you the Yi Jin Jing. You must study hard. This is a very advanced martial arts. Senior brother, I have been practicing for more than 10 years but haven't achieved much success. You must be able to do it." Uncle De is afraid that Wulongyuan will not want to learn. After all, the Yi Jin Jing is indeed difficult to learn. Even Master Long Eyebrow is not very proficient. "Master, are you serious?" Wulongyuan felt that Uncle Da's words were not very reliable, so he asked his master, Master Long Mei, for clarification. Master Long Mei looked up and down at Wulongyuan's body, strong in muscles and bones, full of qi and blood. He nodded in satisfaction, laughing until his beard trembled uncontrollably. "It's time to learn the Yi Jin Jing." Master, I also want to learn." Xiaowen suddenly interrupted and became very curious about the Yi Jin Jing. "Stinky kid, you're still too young to learn." Uncle De pinched Xiaowen's chubby face. "This kid just likes to join in the fun. To qualify for learning the Yi Jin Jing, one must first practice Tongzi Gong for 10 years. Uncle De educated Xiaolong and Xiaowen. But is there any necessary connection between Tongzi Gong and Yi Jin Jing? Xiaolong scratched his head and seriously pondered, dumbfounded and questioned. "Senior brother, you have been practicing Tongzi Gong for 30 years, but haven't you learned the Yi Jin Jing?" "Wow! Senior brother has been single for 30 years, must be very skilled in Tongzi Gong, exclaimed Xiaowen, looking shocked. After all, Xiaowen learned to flirt with girls at the age of 6, and he knows a lot about men and women. Uncle Da's face turned black. This kid dares to mock himself for not lifting any pot. Is the skin itchy? Uncle Da gave Xiaowen a big surprise and corrected himself. Master, who has been single for 90 years, is the strongest in our Wulong Academy. Wulongyuan, you are already 18 years old. You must take it as a warning and not always be obsessed with martial arts. Upon hearing these words, the smile on Master Long Eyebrow's face suddenly solidified. On the use of iron head skill. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Master Changmei has been practicing martial arts for 90 years and has never had any sexual intercourse with women. Originally, it was something to be proud of, but in Uncle Da's words, it actually became negative, which made Wulongyuan take it as a warning. This is really frustrating for Master Long Eyebrow. However, he really doesn't want Wulongyuan to follow in his footsteps. Spending a lifetime of hard work in the Wulong Academy is really too arduous. And society is progressing, we cannot always stick to the rules. Wulongyuan grew up in the Wulong Courtyard and never experienced the world of flowers and flowers. Now that he has grown up and is full of vitality, it is not impossible for him to fall in love and have a girlfriend. Perhaps even as a teacher, one can still embrace a disciple's grandson. Master Long Mei had already started brainstorming, and the happy scene of helping Wulongyuan take care of her child. Immediately, half of his anger dissipated. And Wulongyuan smiled. He's not in a hurry to start dating now, learning the Yi Jin Jing is more fragrant. Women, it will only affect my speed of practicing. Of course, if you really encounter the right one, you won't miss it in vain. But it must still be practicing martial arts first, otherwise there will be no foundation for standing up and saving lives. Master, your white hair has grown again. Let me help you shave it. Uncle Da saw Master Long Eyebrow staring at him with a gloomy expression and quickly changed the topic, afraid that Master would punish him. Also, Xiaolong and Xiaowen, your hair has grown on your head and it's time to shave it. Hurry up and do it on the bench. Uncle Da urged the two junior brothers to provide them with a set of hair shaving services. In the Wulong Courtyard, only Uncle Da has not shaved and still keeps his hair, so on weekdays, he also helps Master Long Eyebrow and his junior brothers shave their hair. Junior brother Wulongyuan, do you want to scrape it too? Uncle Da finally glanced at Wulongyuan. Wulongyuan thought of something and shook his head with foresight, refusing. Senior brother, my hair isn't long yet, so I won't shave it today. Okay then. Uncle Da said, smearing shaving cream foam on the heads of Master Changmei, Bruce Lee and Xiaowen respectively. Apply evenly and thoroughly lubricate. He even scratched with his hands, like a shampoo guy in a hair salon. Master, can I borrow my dentures? After wiping foam, Uncle Da asked Master Changmei for a hair shaving tool, dentures. No borrowing. Master Long Eyebrow has a firm attitude and does not want his dentures to be harmed. After all, this is the guy he eats with, and it's not hygienic to use it to shave his hair. Uncle Da did not continue to demand it, but silently took out a kitchen knife. As if sharpening a knife, I scraped the head of Master Long Eyebrow. Upon seeing this scene, Xiaolong and Xiaowen next to them both shrank their heads and were shocked. They were afraid that the senior brother might accidentally flatten the head of their master. Wulongyuan is not worried. After all, the disciples of the Wulong Academy have all practiced iron head skill. But using a kitchen knife to shave hair is still too dangerous. Master Long Eyebrow also panicked and immediately took out his dentures from his mouth. I borrow. Compared to a kitchen knife, it's safer to have your own dentures. Bring it out earlier. Uncle Da put down his kitchen knife and took his dentures. I scraped my dentures off the head of Master Long Eyebrow. It's like plowing the land, and it's a bit difficult. I simply plowed several times. Uncle Da started scraping for his junior brothers Xiaowen and Xiaolong. It's your turn. The dentures plowed over the heads of the two, making a sizzling sound. It's like scraping an iron sheet. Both little ones have twisted faces and tingling scalp. Fortunately, they have all practiced iron head skill, otherwise they might have scraped their heads and suffered blood loss. Wulongyuan looked at it and felt goosebumps all over his body. Fortunately, he refused. He didn't want to experience the friction between dentures and scalp. After scraping, Uncle De picked up a towel, rubbing against the scalp of the three people. Clean the foam and broken hair on the scalp. This technique is like wiping shoes. Very professional. Divide 3 by 5 by 2, the foam on the heads of several people was cleaned, and their heads were shiny, just like light bulbs. Alright, Master. Uncle De returned the dentures to Master Long Eyebrow. Washed up. Let's go ring the morning bell with me. Master Changmei led his disciples to ring the bell. This is the daily ceremony of the Wulong Courtyard, morning bells and evening drums. Ring the morning bell and gather all the disciples of the Wulong Academy for morning classes. There are over 100 disciples of the Wulong Academy, just the personal disciples of Master Changmei, there are only 4 of them. The Shu, Wulongyuan, Xiaolong, Xiaowen. So Master Changmei lived in sync with his 4 disciples. But for morning and evening classes, we still need to gather all the martial monks together. Arriving at the bell tower, Master Changmei asked the 4 disciples. Who's going to ring the bell today? Ring the bell is an opportunity to practice martial arts, especially iron head technique, so the 4 disciples take turns ringing the bell every day, of course not with a wooden hammer, but with a head. Wulongyuan has been in Shaolin Temple for 10 years and has already rung the bell thousands of times, reaching the level of iron head skill. In the first few years, ringing the bell would still feel a headache. But as I practiced, I didn't feel it anymore. Head iron. Hard enough. Splitting bricks and gravel is no problem. Even Wulongyuan doubted his iron head skills, which could prevent bullets, but I'm not very sure. After all, I haven't actually tried it. It's okay if you succeed, but if you don't succeed, you'll be dead. Master, it's Xiaowen's turn today. Uncle De grabbed Xiaowen who was retreating and carried him up the clock tower. Xiaowen gave up struggling, his chubby face condensed into a bitter melon face. He dislikes ringing bells the least. It's a headache. And Xiaowen has only joined Shaolin Temple for less than a year, and his martial arts skills are not up to par, also likes to be lazy, with the lowest strength. Compared to little dragons of the same age, it is more than 100 times worse. When your senior brother Wulongyuan was your age, he had already mastered iron head skill. Uncle De educated Xiaowen, trying to make him take the initiative and be as diligent as Wulongyuan. Wulongyuan, who is both talented and hardworking, is almost a role model for everyone in the Wulong Academy. In fact, Wulongyuan didn't feel how diligent he was, he just practiced martial arts normally like everyone else. It's just that due to high talent, the efforts put in are easily rewarded. Over the past decade, the level of martial arts has been steadily increasing. Significant progress has been made. Uncle De climbed up the clock tower with Xiaowen and started ringing the bell. Because Xiaowen is short, he cannot reach the big clock, so Uncle De wants to lift Xiaowen up, treat his body like a mallet, and use his head to hit the big clock. Dang! The ancient bell emitted a long and heavy sound, spreading throughout the entire Wulong Courtyard, full of a sense of ceremony. Dang! There were a total of 50 taps, and Xiaowen struggled with a headache. Master Changmei also walked into the bell tower and sat cross-legged under the ancient bell, starting to knock on wooden fish and recite scriptures. Master. Wulongyuan wants to stop it because he knows the plot of the Wulong Academy. The ancient clock is in disrepair for a long time and may fall, making it very dangerous to stay below. Unfortunately, it cannot be stopped. Moreover, he has reminded Master Changmei many times before to find someone to repair the clock tower, but Master Changmei has been in the Wulong Academy for 90 years and has never had any problems, so he never cared. Dang! 49. 50. Uncle De held Xiaowen and struck the clock while counting, playing a supervisory role and not letting his junior brother Xiaowen miss one collision. After hitting 50 times, Uncle De put down Xiaowen. Xiaowen touched his painful head and hummed, pointing to the ancient clock and complaining. Dead clock. Broken clock. Hurry up and rot. I really want to smash you. Just finished speaking, under the influence of Xiaowen's crow mouth, the ancient clock was about to fall, falling off the top of the clock tower and crashing down. Master Long Eyebrow looked up and saw that there was no time to run. The person had already been hit. At this moment, he really regrets not listening to his disciple Long Yan before and spending money to repair the clock tower. 003 Body Refining Achievements. Rich women love it the most. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. With a loud bang, accompanied by screams, Master Changmei was hit by the falling ancient clock and fell into the wooden floor. Fortunately, the interior of the ancient bell is hollow and will not cause substantial damage. Moreover, Master Long Eyebrow's muscles and bones are relatively solid, making him less prone to injury. Damn it. Master, are you okay? Uncle De and Xiaowen stood on the clock tower, looking down. Master Long Eyebrow was already pressed under the ancient clock, with only 2 legs exposed. Long Yan is not worried, because he is well aware of the plot and Master Long Eyebrow will not be injured. As expected, the voice of Master Long Eyebrow came from the ancient bell, full of vitality, but full of anger, rebuking him. Xiaowen, I won't allow you to crow mouth again in the future. If it weren't for Xiaowen's crow mouth, the ancient clock might have fallen. Fortunately, I can still speak. It seems that Master is fine. Uncle De breathed a sigh of relief. Help me out quickly. Master Changmei begged for help from his disciples. Although he was not injured, he was trapped under the heavy ancient clock, which was dark and uncomfortable. Master, I'll move the big clock away and save you now. Uncle De walked over and reached out his hands, wanting to lift the ancient clock, but the ancient clock is too bulky, at least 1,000 kilograms, weighing 1 ton. Uncle De exerted all his strength, his face twisted and he almost dodged his waist. It was only a slight movement of the big clock that caused a slight gap. But it's impossible for Master Long Eyebrow to come out of it. Senior brother, I'll help you. Xiaowen reached out his chubby little hand, pretending to help and making up for it, but with his power, it's no different from a coward shaking a tree. Simply going through the motions. I'm also here to help. Xiaolong also walked over and moved the ancient clock together. He is really putting in effort. Using the power of breastfeeding. Although Xiaolong is only 6 years old, his martial arts talent is not small, and he does have strength and strength. Compared to Xiaowen, it is much stronger. Due to the addition of Xiaolong, the ancient clock reluctantly moved a little. Unfortunately, the opening is still too small, and the Long Eyebrow abbot cannot come out. No way, Master. We tried our best, but we really can't move this clock. Uncle De gave up, exhausted and panting. Strength was not his strong suit. Hurry up and call people. Call more martial monks over. Master Changmei urged him not to stay inside for a moment, as his old bones couldn't withstand the turmoil. Just as Uncle De was about to go and call someone, Long Yan silently walked over, grasped the bottom of the ancient clock with both hands, exert force at the waist, and lift one corner of the clock up. Expose a half-meter wide gap. Junior brother, it turns out you're hiding deep and have such great strength. Uncle De saw the bulging muscles on Long Yan's body, full of a sense of strength. Although I know that Long Yan has exceptional talent and is a martial arts prodigy, but I didn't expect to have tremendous strength after only practicing martial arts for 10 years. Uncle De couldn't help but feel a little envious. He has been practicing martial arts for over 30 years, and his pure physical strength cannot compare to Long Yan. Envy. This robust body is perfect for picking up girls. Senior brother, how powerful. Xiaowen saw that Long Yan could lift the ancient clock weighing thousands of pounds, and his face was shocked. Xiaolong was also stunned and determined to say, I will also be as strong as my senior brother in the future. Don't worry about chatting, help me up quickly." The mournful voice of Master Long Eyebrow came from below the ancient clock. He stayed below and dared not move, fearing that Long Yen would not be able to hold on and the ancient bell would fall again, causing secondary damage. "Master, I'm here to save you." Uncle De immediately grabbed the feet of the long-browed abbot and tried to pull him out of it, while saying to Long Yen, "Junior brother, hold on." Long Yen is actually very relaxed and not very strenuous. After practicing Tongzi Gong for so many years, the refinement of the physical body has become perfect. Although not innate divine power, the power obtained through physical training is also very powerful. Long Yen wants to try his strength limit. He continued to exert all his strength. Let out a breath and lift the ancient bell up. A ton of force pressed all over his head, and Long Yen felt it was difficult. But it hasn't reached its limit yet. Unfortunately, apart from this ancient bell, there is nothing heavier in the Wulong Courtyard. So Long Yen estimated his physical strength to be at least 1 ton. Of course, this is just weightlifting power. If it is an instant burst of fist power, it will be several times larger, and 4 or 5 tons is not a problem. With just one punch, it should be enough to kill an adult tiger. However, the premise is that the tiger stands still and allows itself to fight. Otherwise, Long Yen really doesn't have full confidence in fighting against an adult tiger. Because the level of strength is not only measured by physical strength, but also in various aspects. For martial arts practitioners, in addition to strength, they also have agility, endurance, true chi, especially true chi. This is Long Yan's current weakness, with strong body cultivation and insufficient chi cultivation. And senior brother De Shu is a master in refining chi. Long Yan is well aware that Uncle De is skilled in the movement of true chi. If he uses his true chi, he should be able to shake the ancient bell away, but undoubtedly it will harm his master's long eyebrow abbot. This is why Uncle De only used his pure strength to move the ancient clock. Although Uncle De looks like a greasy and foolish old man, Long Yen never underestimates his senior brother. The strength of his true energy is definitely far greater than himself. And Long Yan's next goal is to refine gas. Tongzi Gong cultivates the body, while Yi Jin Jing cultivates chi. As long as you learn the Yi Jin Jing, your true chi level should be able to quickly improve and become a true martial arts master. At critical moments, Long Yen is still the most reliable. Master Changmei saw that the ancient bell was completely lifted up and saved. I have to say, among the 4 personally transmitted disciples, Long Yen was the one who satisfied Master Changmei the most. My Shaolin martial arts have successors. Master Long Mei looked at Long Yan's robust physique and became even more satisfied. He still underestimated Long Yan's martial arts talent. Without innate divine power, after practicing for 10 years, one can lift a ton of heavy objects. This is also a rare presence among the martial monks of various dynasties in the Wulong Academy. If you learn the Yi Jin Jing again, you will achieve great success in refining chi. At least one can become a master and master. Wudao Changlong. Master, are you okay? Do you want to wipe some drops of medicinal wine? Long Yen put down the ancient clock and asked Master Changmei about his concern. After all, my master is already over 90 years old, so it's not easy to recover if he gets injured. I'm fine. The long-browed abbot patted the dust off his body and said, Long Yen, you don't need to attend morning classes in the future. Focus on learning the Yi Jin Jing. According to the normal schedule, after ringing the bell, morning classes should be held. The so-called morning class refers to the gathering of all the martial monks in the Wulong Academy to practice martial arts, boxing, and sit meditation together in the martial arts arena. And now, Abbot Changmei gave Long Yen the right not to attend morning classes. It's like the school principal giving students a break and not having to attend classes. Long Yen will have more free time to learn the advanced technique of Yi Jin Jing. Master, I want to accompany my senior brother. Xiaowen said seriously that he just wanted to be lazy, and his least favorite thing was morning and evening classes. No way. Changmei abbot directly refused Xiaowen and led his disciples to morning classes. 004 Introduction to the Yi Jin Jing. Is this true qi? You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. The Yi Jin Jing is a unique skill in Shaolin. The so. Called Yi Jin means changing the tendons and meridians. There is true qi hidden in the tendons and meridians, so the Yi Jin Jing is the highest level of qi refining internal skill. On the martial arts arena of Wulong Academy, the abbot with long eyebrows orally taught Long Yen how to cultivate the Yi Jin Jing. What you said is quite reasonable. Long Yen is also very aware of the importance of the Yi Jin Jing, so he listens particularly attentively. Afraid of missing the details. Here is a handwritten copy of the Yi Jin Jing, which is the only one in the world and there is no second one. Take it and fully comprehend it. Changmei abbot took out a tattered ancient book from his arms and handed it to Long Yen. Master, aren't you going to personally teach me? Long Yen took the incomplete version of the Yi Jin Jing and felt a bit disgusted, emitting a strange odor. It is estimated that Master Changmei has been carrying it with him all along and has been covered up. Even if placed on the roadside, it is unlikely that anyone will consider it a peerless secret. Long Yen, you should learn on your own first. If you encounter difficulties, then seek advice as a teacher. The long-browed abbot stroked his beard, looking serious. Actually, unable to express the bitterness in my heart, it's not that he doesn't want to teach, but he doesn't know how to do it himself. This Yi Jin Jing is really too difficult to learn. From getting started to giving up among the ancestors of the Wulong Academy throughout history, there are probably no more than 10 masters who have truly learned the Yi Jin Jing. And once you learn the Yi Jin Jing, you must be a peerless master. I will supervise the monks' morning classes as a teacher, so that you can fully comprehend the Yi Jin Jing. The abbot with long eyebrows became the shaking hands shopkeeper. There's no way, the Yi Jin Jing was not taught. It all depends on one's own realization. Otherwise, the Wulong Academy would have been filled with unparalleled experts. Long Yen sat on the steps, start reading the Yi Jin Jing, very leisurely. And below the steps is the martial arts arena, where the monks are having morning classes and practicing Shaolin boxing. Seeing Long Yen not having to attend classes, everyone looked envious. Xiaolong, I suspect that senior brother Long Yen is the illegitimate son of the abbot. Chubby Xiaowen stood in the last row, whispering to Xiaolong. Seeing the long-browed abbot walking over, it's like a primary school student seeing a strict homeroom teacher and pretending to be practicing martial arts seriously. Soon, Long Yen read the Yi Jin Jing once. There is not much particularly profound content here. The main thing is to draw 12 actions and match them with names. Wei Tuo offers a pestle, picks stars to exchange buckets, lands on 3 plates, uses claws to brighten wings, pulls the 9 ox tail upside down, uses 9 ghosts to draw horse swords, Qinglong explores claws, and crouching tiger pounces on food. The purpose of these actions, of course, it's to guide true qi. Long Yen guessed that the difficulty of the Yi Jin Jing lies here. Easy to learn movements, but it's not easy to guide true qi. Long Yen immediately began practicing. Practice these 12 movements according to the secret recipe of the Yi Jin Jing. Because I have practiced Tongzi Gong for 10 years, I am strong and have a solid foundation, so learning this routine action is basically unforgettable. You can learn it by watching it once. Wei Tuo offers a pestle. When practicing the first action, Long Yen felt something unusual in his body. A stream of heat flows from the shoulder down the arm to the tip of the thumb. Can't it be true qi? Long Yen couldn't believe it. Isn't it difficult to learn the Yi Jin Jing? Is this just my first time leading out true qi? Perhaps it's an illusion. Long Yen continued with the second action, pick the stars and change the bucket. Another heat flow is generated, but the running sequence is different from just now. This time, it starts from the tip of the nose, runs along the neck, arms, and finally flows to the tip of the index finger. Long Yen feels very strange. The places where heat flows through are crispy and numb. It seems like a long drought meets a sweet rain. nourishing the internal meridians of the body. Continue with the third action, 3 sets landing. The third heat flow is generated within the body, starting from the corner of the eye, flowing through the cheeks, neck, chest, abdomen, thighs, and finally pouring into the toes. That's it. Wulongyuan practiced all 12 movements once, a total of 12 heat flows were generated on the body, and the flow order is different. Is it true qi or not? Wulongyuan carefully reviewed the Yi Jin Jing and the annotations on it again, suddenly enlightened. True qi originates from the meridians. The 12 postures of the Yi Jin Jing correspond exactly to the 12 meridians of the human body. All the meridians of the human body are divided into the Jing Jing and Qi Jing. There are 12 canons, known as the 12 canons. The 8 extraordinary meridians are called the 8 extraordinary meridians. Practicing the Yi Jin Jing can broaden the 12 meridians and guide true qi. The most difficult threshold for the Yi Jin Jing, it is through the 12 movements to generate a sense of qi. Only by generating a sense of qi can it be considered as the first glimpse into the path. If one lacks talent, even if they practice hard for a lifetime, they may not necessarily produce a sense of anger. This is just the first time I've practiced, and now I'm getting started. Wulongyuan was somewhat surprised by his cultivation speed. This is thanks to his physical foundation, and 10 years of practicing Tongzi Gong is not for free. Of course, the main factors are talent and insight. However, generating a sense of qi is just the beginning of the Yi Jin Jing. To truly achieve success in cultivation, continuous practice is needed to enhance the sense of breath, allow the meridians to continuously expand and allow more true qi to flow. To put it metaphorically, the true qi that Wulongyuan currently feels is just like raindrops, relatively small. Only by strengthening the true qi like a stream can it be considered a small achievement. Wulongyuan found out some tricks. Continue practicing the 12 movements of the Yi Jin Jing, guiding true qi and flushing meridians. And at this point, the monks had just finished their morning classes and scattered to eat breakfast. Uncle De is planning to invite Wulongyuan to have dinner together, but was stopped by Master Long Eyebrow. Don't disturb Wulongyuan, he is currently working hard. Master Long Mei felt that Wulongyuan had entered a state of selflessness, called meditation. Shaolin martial arts, enter Zen with martial arts. Master, junior brother is really good at practicing. At the beginning, he had already practiced the 12 movements of the Yi Jin Jing fluently. Uncle De looked at Wulongyuan's movements, pleasing to the eye, and gave him a thumbs up. Master Changmei was also very pleased and asked Uncle De, "When you first learned the Yi Jin Jing, how long did it take you to memorize the 12 movements?" 1 month. Uncle De replied that although there was a reason for his laziness, it was still much slower than Wulongyuan's speed. After all, Wulongyuan only used less than an hour. This is already an insurmountable gap. How long do you think Wulongyuan can practice to feel angry? Master Long Eyebrow is looking forward to the answer to this question, and most people may not necessarily feel angry even after practicing for a lifetime. I had to practice for 3 years before I became more energetic. With my junior brother's talent, I estimate it would take just 1 year. Uncle De made a guess based on his own cultivation experience. A year is too long. I guess Wulongyuan can start the Yi Jin Jing in just 1 month. Master Long Eyebrow has great confidence in his beloved disciple. Master, a month is almost impossible. Your high expectations will put pressure on junior brother. Uncle De is like an old father educating his child, not wanting Wulongyuan to become a martial arts enthusiast. I only know how to practice martial arts, but I don't know there are more pleasures in the world. Senior brother is right. Xiaowen suddenly interjected and Wei Chu Baba said, "Master, your expectations of me are too high, which has put a lot of pressure on me. He is still young." Really? Master Long Eyebrow thought for a moment and said, "Since that's the case, you don't need to practice martial arts today. Clean up the fallen leaves in the entire Wulong Courtyard." Xiaowen. The data for the new book period is very important. seeking flowers, evaluation tickets, and monthly tickets. 005 Yi Jin Jing Xiao Cheng. True Qi is used to sweep the floor. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Eating premature fasting, it's time for daily work again, diving, chopping firewood, sweeping the floor, picking feces. Basically, every warrior monk has to work. Even if Xiaowen and Xiaolong are only 6 years old, they still need to participate. The only one who doesn't require labor is two people, one is Master Changmei, the abbot, the other one is Wulongyuan. Wulongyuan is still studying the Yi Jin Jing. With continuous practice, the true qi in the body accumulates more and more, small water droplets converge into a trickle, among the 12 meridians, true qi flows endlessly and continuously. Strong sense of anger. And Wulongyuan doesn't even feel hungry. This is very different from refining body. When practicing Tongzi Gong's body, he would feel very hungry as he honed his muscles, bones, blood, and flesh, so Wulongyuan had a large appetite, but gas refining is different. True qi itself is pure energy, guiding true qi is a great tonic for the body. Replacing the function of food. As the body's true qi increases, it fills the 12 meridians like a small stream, and it spreads outwards to the body. Wulongyuan's body was disturbed by airflow around him, release true qi. Affected the air around me. Wulongyuan tried to gather his true qi in his palm and retrieve items from the distance. The leaves on the ground seemed to lose their gravity, floating around Wulongyuan. At this very moment, Xiaowen and Xiaolong walked along the road towards this direction. Xiaowen is holding half a watermelon in his hand, as well as a little overlord game console. As the second generation of wealthy people in Xiangjiang, although Xiaowen is from a temple, he is quite trendy and often plays game consoles. And Xiaolong was holding a broom in his hand, looking at the game console in Xiaowen's hand, his eyes glowing. Xiaolong, if you help me sweep the floor, I will lend you the game console to play. Xiaowen tempted Xiaolong with a game console. Originally, Master Long Eyebrow was punishing Xiaowen for cleaning the leaves, but Xiaowen, who likes to be lazy, invites Xiaolong to help him with his work. The condition is 1 month's usage right of the little overlord game console. Game consoles are very advanced things in this era. Although Xiaolong is serious and honest, he cannot resist the temptation of the game console. It's a deal. Xiaolong agreed. Just about to start sweeping the floor, the two of them saw Wulongyuan, with leaves spinning around him and gusts of wind blowing. Wow! Senior brother has refined unparalleled martial arts. Xiaowen was amazed, and even just dug out a spoonful of watermelon, it fell out of his mouth. I also want to learn. Xiaolong has a Hunan accent and looks at Wulongyuan with admiration. Seeing two junior brothers walking over, Wulongyuan did not stop practicing and continued to try to proficiently use true qi. More and more leaves are being drawn in by true qi, like a dragon hovering in the air, weaving around Wulongyuan's body. Although it is the first time using true qi to control objects, but Wulongyuan's control was effortless and there was no loss of control. Because the leaves are relatively light. Not to mention using true qi, even with internal energy, one can control the trajectory of leaves. Even little dragon can do this. Xiaolong is proficient in Shaolin martial arts and has already developed internal strength. When boxing, he is skilled in sweeping the floor with his tiger-like aura. There are 3 types of martial arts practice. Body, strength, qi. Among the 4 senior brothers, Uncle De is proficient in refining qi, with the most abundant true qi and profound skills. Xiaolong is proficient in punches and feet, adept at using internal strength. With his small fist, he can move 1,000 pounds in 4 or 2 directions, and Wulongyuan focuses on refining his body, polishing his physical body. Pure physical strength is the greatest, and he can perform miracles with great force. But for now, Wulongyuan learned the Yi Jin Jing and developed true qi. It can be considered as a dual cultivation of body refining and gas refining. As for his inner strength, Wulongyuan doesn't practice it very well. The reason is simple, the physical strength is too strong. There is not much difference in internal strength. But true qi, it's necessary to practice it. One can prolong life and increase lifespan, but who would mind having a longer lifespan? Secondly, using qi to control objects, long-range attacks with impressive power, Sanlai true qi can enhance the comprehensive quality of various aspects of the body, and the benefits are very great. After being able to proficiently control true qi, Wulongyuan plans to take credit. Calculating the time, I have been practicing for 4 hours already. Although I enjoy practicing martial arts, I cannot be too obsessed, and the progress today is really too fast. Wulongyuan was worried that he might go crazy. At his pace, the true qi in the meridians converges like a stream. It's already a small achievement in the Yi Jin Jing. From beginner to novice, it only took over 4 hours. Wulongyuan wondered if the Yi Jin Jing was too easy to cultivate. If you practice wrong, then it's not good. Just as Wulongyuan finished his work, with a sudden inspiration, Xiaowen took a black garbage bag and placed it on the ground with an open mouth, saying, "Senior brother Wulongyuan, could you please casually throw the leaves into the garbage bag?" The fallen leaves on the ground are mostly floating in the air, controlled by Wulongyuan with true qi, so for Wulongyuan, it's just a matter of using his fingers. I can help Xiaowen clean all the fallen leaves. Wulongyuan also didn't know that this was Master Changmei's job of punishing Xiaowen, with the help of true qi, gather all the fallen leaves into the garbage bag. On the ground, clean and tidy. Okay. Xiaowen finished the task of cleaning the fallen leaves and was very excited. He wished he could give Wulongyuan a kiss. "Xiaowen, the floor has been swept, let me play the game console." Xiaolong looked at Xiaowen. This was the previous agreement. Although Wulongyuan helped, Xiaolong still wanted to play the game console. "Senior brother Wulongyuan, do you want to play?" Xiaowen handed out the game console, not to Xiaolong, but to Wulongyuan. Wulongyuan took a closer look. "Isn't this the little overlord game console? He played a lot when he was a child. It's just the childhood before the crossing. As for now, Wulongyuan is really not interested in playing. Let little dragon play." Wulongyuan doesn't compete with children for game consoles. For people in this era, little overlord should be an addictive existence. Xiaolong took over the game console and curiously explored, as if opening the door to a new world. And Xiaowen was eating a melon, teaching Xiaolong how to play on the side. At this point, Master Brother De came leisurely. Seeing Xiaowen eating melons, he criticized. "Master asked you to sweep the floor, but you're slacking off before you finish." "Senior brother, it's all done." Xiaowen felt a little proud and pointed to the garbage bag filled with leaves next to him. "So fast." Uncle De didn't believe it. Even noon hadn't arrived yet. With Xiaowen's laziness, it was impossible to scan so quickly. "Seeing through," he said. "I know now, you must have asked Xiaolong to use his martial arts skills to help you sweep the floor again." "Humph. That's not it. I swear to God, little dragon didn't help me." Xiaowen swore confidently. This time he looked very tough, but he just slipped his tongue. "Because it's senior brother Wulongyuan who helped me." "What? Wulongyuan?" Uncle De doesn't quite believe it because in order to use martial arts to sweep the floor, he needs to rely on internal strength or true qi. For the past decade, Wulongyuan has mainly focused on refining his body, with pure physical strength that has almost no internal strength, let alone true qi. It is impossible to clean up the entire yard of fallen leaves in a short period of time. However, is there a possibility of losing it so easily that Wulongyuan has developed true qi? Uncle looked at Wulongyuan with a questioning expression in his eyes. Wulongyuan nodded and gave a hearty smile, indicating that Xiaowen was true. Suddenly, Uncle De was covered in hair, looking at Wulongyuan's gaze as if he was looking at some monster new book period, seeking fresh flowers, evaluation tickets, and monthly tickets. Uncle 006 was stunned. "Junior brother, you are too demon. You are listening at novel full.audio. How could this be possible?" Uncle De couldn't believe it. it has only been 4 hours since Long Yan started learning the Yi Jin Jing in the morning. Is this enough to cultivate true qi? Not right. Not only did he cultivate true qi, but Long Yan was also proficient in using it. Manipulated the leaves with true qi and cleaned the entire yard of fallen leaves. Impossible. Uncle De can't believe it. 4 hours, from beginner to novice in the Yi Jin Jing. This can no longer be described as a demon. No one in the history of the Wulong Academy has ever been able to achieve such a cultivation speed. Uncle De thought about his own cultivation process, 3 years to get started. And Long Yan did it in 4 hours. Not only did you get started, but you also made some progress by the way, and you can proficiently use true qi. It's like a newborn doll learning to run right away. And it's like walking briskly like flying. Absurd. Long Yan, did you really use your true energy just now to clean the entire fallen leaves of the fallen leaves? Uncle De urgently looked at Long Yan, wanting to ask a clear question, because I haven't seen it with my own eyes, I can't be sure it's true yet. Moreover, the Yi Jin Jing is a profound internal mental skill. Is it so easy to cultivate? Long Yan, don't let any mistakes go wrong and become obsessed. Senior brother, it's true. Long Yan smiled and answered, while Little Dragon, who was playing games next to him, testified. Both Xiaowen and I have seen it. Okay, Uncle De accepted this fact. However, from the bottom of my heart, I still have doubts because I haven't witnessed it firsthand. Long Yan, tell me about the process and feelings of practicing martial arts. Uncle De asked carefully, fearing that Long Yan might practice incorrectly and cause damage to his meridians. As a senior brother, he raised Long Yan with his own hands and still cares about him. Although not reliable in daily life, there is no ambiguity in important matters. I practiced the 12 movements according to the secret recipe of the Yi Jin Jing, and then I felt a sense of qi on my body the first time. Long Yan didn't hide anything and recounted his practice process. Then I practiced it more than 10 times, and the true qi in the meridians converged like a stream, even starting to release. I used the true qi to control the leaves. Senior brother, why do I feel that the Yi Jin Jing is not difficult at all? Did I practice it wrong? Long Yan asked Uncle De for advice, and if there were any mistakes, he could correct them in a timely manner. Qi refining should not be done carelessly, otherwise it is easy for true qi to become disordered and become demonic. From your description, you didn't make a mistake. Uncle De affirmed that he himself was also involved in this process, but your cultivation progress is really faster than flying. In just 4 hours, you caught up with me. Uncle De was quite moved. He had practiced the Yi Jin Jing for over a decade. Long Yan, I only practiced for 4 hours. The result is the same. This is the difference between genius and fool, right? Can't you, senior brother? Are you the only one who achieved success in the Yi Jin Jing? Long Yan wondered, it's really not Versailles. But he has witnessed his senior brother unleashing his true energy, which is definitely dozens of times stronger than his current self. I did stop at Xiao Cheng of the Yi Jin Jing. Uncle De felt a bit depressed, and as the conversation changed, he smiled and said. But there is more than just one type of internal skill in the Wulong Academy, the Yi Jin Jing. If I haven't mastered it yet, I will practice other easy-to-learn internal skills. After more than a decade of accumulation, of course, my true qi is strong. So it's like this. Long Yan understood that there are indeed many Shaolin martial arts in the Wulong Academy. There are also many types of internal skills, but it's not necessarily necessary to practice the Yi Jin Jing. The most difficult part of the Yi Jin Jing is from childhood to adulthood, and I got stuck here. Uncle De shared his practice experience with Long Yan and said. The core of the Yi Jin Jing lies in its ability to induce qi at the beginner's level, control qi at the beginner's level, and transform tendons and bones at the beginner's level. This step is to return from the acquired body to the innate origin, fundamentally changing the human body's meridians. If refined, the meridians will expand like an abyss, the true qi will be as strong as the sea, and it is prone to changes in appearance and will not age. This is where the Yi Jin Jing, as the ultimate internal skill, sets it apart from ordinary internal skills. Although ordinary internal skills can easily generate true qi, they cannot change the acquired body and block the warrior's upper limit. The Yi Jin Jing can help martial artists break through bottlenecks and return to their innate nature, without any upper limit. After listening to Uncle Da's explanation, Wulongyuan has gained a deeper understanding of qi refining in the Yi Jin Jing. As a top-level martial art, the Yi Jin Jing is truly extraordinary. Although the practice is difficult, the benefits are also great. Once refined, one will become a peerless master, and their appearance will not grow old. You can infinitely increase a person's upper limit. So, Master didn't even practice the Yi Jin Jing to perfection. Wulongyuan was somewhat surprised and came to this conclusion, because Master Long Eyebrow is aging. That's right, Master has been practicing for at least 70 years and hasn't been able to achieve great success. Uncle Da lowered his voice and whispered, afraid of being heard by Master Long Eyebrow. After all, this is also a lifelong pain for Master Long Eyebrow. It's like a person who has been in elementary school for a lifetime, but hasn't been able to graduate and enter junior high school. Everyone has psychological shadows. You should know how difficult the Yi Jin Jing is. Uncle Da sighed, which was also the reason why he chose to give up the Yi Jin Jing and learn other internal skills. Wulongyuan also sighed. It turns out that the truly diligent one is Master Long Eyebrow. I don't know when I will be able to master the Yi Jin Jing. This level is not easy. Cough cough, what are you talking about? Why are you sneaking around? Whatever he was afraid of, Master Changmei walked into the backyard and vaguely heard his eldest disciple, Uncle Da, secretly discussing himself. I suddenly felt a little unhappy. Master, why are you so elusive? Uncle Da felt a bit guilty, his eyes dodging. Xiaowen and Xiaolong were also startled, as if the homeroom teacher suddenly appeared at the back door, especially when the two are playing game consoles. Fortunately, Little Dragon was quick-witted and quickly hid the game console behind his back, without being discovered by Master Long Eyebrow. You all seem to be at leisure. Trim the bonsai. Master Changmei has released a new daily task for his disciples. The bonsai in Wulong Courtyard has not been repaired for a long time. Okay, Master. Uncle Da took on the task of building a bonsai, which can be quickly completed with true energy. Wulongyuan also wants to see senior brother unleash his true qi and learn more about his experience in controlling it. Master, there's something I think you need to know. Uncle Da plans to inform Abbot Changmei of Wulongyuan's training progress. Maybe it will scare my master out of his wits. Uncle Da is really worried. What if Master can't accept it and gets scared and has a heart attack? Let's talk about it later. I'm currently busy receiving the construction team and repairing the clock tower. Master Long Eyebrow spoke and glared at Xiaowen, swear to reinforce the clock tower and eliminate any future troubles. Never give Xiaowen a chance with a crow's mouth. Never let the ancient clock run the risk of falling and hitting people again. I didn't give Uncle Da a chance to continue speaking. Master Changmei walked to the bell tower again to supervise the progress of the construction team and ensure the quality of repairs. It seems that the timing is not yet ripe, so don't tell Master for now. With great joy and sorrow, I'm really afraid that Master's body may have problems. After considering it, Uncle Da decided not to say it for now. Wulongyuan nodded in agreement. It was just a small achievement in the Yi Jin Jing. Let's wait until it is completed before telling the master. As Master Long Eyebrow was about to leave the yard, looking back at the disciples, he reminded them. Except for Wulongyuan, don't slack off. Hurry up and trim the bonsai. I'll check before it gets dark. Thank you for the monthly pass and reminder ticket of Beacon Fire. Thank you, readers, for your flowers. Little brothers and sisters who like this book, please submit some data to give some support to the author. 007, save some time. No, it's not sustainable. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. The Wulong Courtyard has placed many bonsai plants, especially potted trees, with lush branches and leaves, grow freely. I haven't trimmed it for a long time. Senior brother, hurry up and work. Xiaowen gloated and used long-handled scissors to trim branches and leaves, urging Uncle De to work. Keep it for yourself, I can't use it. Uncle De refused to use scissors, and there were hundreds of potted trees inside and outside the Wulong Courtyard. If pruned one by one, it may take a whole day. To improve work efficiency, of course, it is necessary to use martial arts. Senior brother, are you planning to use true qi? Wulongyuan asked. He really wants to observe Uncle's use of true qi and learn from his experience. Although my own cultivation speed is faster than Uncle De, but Uncle De has already practiced martial arts for 30 years and has more experience. Junior brother Wulongyuan still understands me. Uncle De saw that Master Changmei had already walked away before whispering to Wulongyuan. Don't tell the abbot, he will punish me if he finds out. According to the regulations of the Wulong Academy, it is not allowed to use martial arts in daily work. This is also one of the precepts. However, precepts are meant to be broken. Uncle De stood in front of the potted plant and began to apply his skills, just standing in place, trembling all over, like dancing. True qi gushes out of the body, rolling up a strong wind and flying sand and stones. The potted trees sway non-stop under the strong wind. True qi transforms into a qi blade, shuttling and trimming between branches and leaves flying everywhere. Wulongyuan observed carefully, his eyes dazzled. I vaguely see at least hundreds of qi blades transformed from true qi. The smallest one is like a fine needle. It can be seen that Uncle Da's control over true qi has become proficient, simultaneously manipulating hundreds of true qi, pruning 10 potted trees, although it's a waste of talent, but it really tests the control of true qi. Be meticulous and meticulous. In less than half a minute, 10 potted trees have been trimmed neatly. Is this a chicken head? Xiaowen saw that the shape of the potted tree after being trimmed was exactly the same as the chicken head. This is phoenix. Uncle De corrected that his original intention was to trim the potted tree into the shape of a phoenix spreading its wings. Unfortunately, without that artistic talent, the phoenix turns into a chicken head. What an ugly phoenix. Xiaowen ate a spoonful of watermelon and laughed heartlessly. Put up or shut up. Uncle De pointed to dozens of potted plants next to him and gestured for Xiaowen to trim them. Xiaowen shook his head and refused, but also closed his mouth. Wulongyuan, do you want to give it a try? Uncle De looked at Wulongyuan and said. Pruning bonsai can help you practice your ability to control true qi. Practice makes perfect. I'll give it a try. Wulongyuan also had this idea. The daily work of Wulong Academy is an opportunity to practice martial arts. Because it is now the late 1980s and there are not as many fights and killings as in ancient times, integrating martial arts into daily life is necessary to make faster progress. Moreover, one of the benefits of practicing martial arts is being able to slack off while working every day. But I have a request. Uncle De intends to test Wulongyuan and help him master the use of true qi more quickly. It is important to save as much natural energy as possible and trim bonsai with the least amount of natural energy. Learn to save. Men, you can't be too persistent. Uncle De is sharing his experiences, all of which are the fruits of his 30 years of martial arts training. Especially the last sentence. Wulongyuan smiled and nodded, understanding Uncle Da's meaning. After all, true qi is not infinite. When using, it is important to control the quantity well in order to maintain durability. If one consumes and squanders without restraint, it is easy to exhaust their true energy. This is very important in practical combat. When fighting between life and death, if your true qi is depleted, you can only wait to die. Save some time. To maintain combat effectiveness all the time. What about the woman? Xiaowen, who was playing games while eating melons, suddenly asked curiously, suddenly skewed the topic. We don't have any women in our Wulong Courtyard. Xiaolong answered casually, very honestly, helping Uncle Da say. So senior brother definitely doesn't know the answer to your question. Uncle Da's face turned black. These two bear kids mocked him for not having a girlfriend, right? Damn it. What to eat, work. Uncle Da snatched the watermelon from Xiaowen's hand, ate it, and urged Xiaowen to work, sweep away the fallen leaves on the ground quickly. Because of pruning the potted plants, there are now many more fallen leaves on the ground. Cleaning the fallen leaves is Xiaowen's job today. Humph! Although Xiaowen was reluctant, he could only grind his teeth and pick up a broom to clean the fallen leaves. And at this point, Wulongyuan is trying to use true qi to trim potted plants. The movement is very quiet. Save qi. The true qi transforms into hundreds of silver threads, as thin as a hair, extend from Wulongyuan's fingers, trim the branches and leaves of the potted plant. With practice, Wulongyuan is becoming increasingly proficient in controlling true qi. Moreover, Wulongyuan is really long-lasting. I persisted in practicing all afternoon. The true qi is still not fully consumed. I still don't feel tired. Uncle Da watched the sun set on the side, and even had lunch in the middle. He couldn't hold on anymore and took a nap on the chair. But Wulongyuan, like a perpetual motion machine, not eating or drinking, practicing the use of true qi is not tiring at all. On the contrary, the most tiring one is Xiaowen. Because he wants to follow behind Wulongyuan's butt and clean the fallen leaves. Senior brother, take a break. Let the child go. Xiaowen is almost tired and crying, begging Wulongyuan. He could have been lazy today and had a comfortable day, but driven by his senior brother Wulongyuan, a martial arts enthusiast, Xiaowen was forced to work all day. Okay, I'm a bit tired too. Wulongyuan felt that his body had consumed a lot of true qi, which was basically drained by himself. Fortunately, I have achieved great physical fitness and strong physical fitness. Otherwise, ordinary people should not be able to withstand this kind of consumption. Even Uncle Da couldn't do it. Using his true qi for an entire afternoon was too persistent. Junior brother Wulongyuan, your girlfriend should be very happy to die in the future. Uncle Da joked in a playful tone, but Xiaowen was panting heavily, and after working all day, his body collapsed and said, "No. I think my senior brother's girlfriend will be exhausted like me." What do you little brat know? Uncle Da mocked Xiaowen. Who says I don't understand? Xiaowen argued logically, the girl I've kissed can't even count her hands. That's the truth. Xiaowen didn't miss a little girl who was 6 or 7 years old. Even Uncle Da is sore, he hasn't kissed a girl yet. Stop arguing. The honest little dragon also got involved and thought for a moment, saying, Senior brother, Xiaowen, why don't you make a bet? When senior brother Wulongyuan has a girlfriend, let's see if she will die happily or be exhausted. It's a deal. Uncle Da and Xiaowen made a bet on washing clothes for a year. Wulongyuan on the side, listening to the conversation between the three, was somewhat amused. Good guy, my girlfriend hasn't been seen yet. You guys lifted me to the gambling table first. But this is the daily life of the Wulong Courtyard, perhaps not serious, but full of joy. A dusk drum sounded. It's time for late fasting. Wulongyuan is going to have a meal to replenish his energy. Thank you to the reader for your monthly pass. Thank you for the flowers from the big shots. Request data Rua 008 fetal breath. Wulongyuan is the future of Wulong Academy. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Having a late fast, it's time for evening classes at the Wulong Academy. Evening classes are much easier than morning classes. Practice martial arts in morning classes, sitting meditation in evening classes. Just meditate quietly and sit for over an hour. The martial monks gathered in the meditation hall. Wulongyuan is also among them, although Abbot Changmei gave Wulongyuan a break and allowed him to skip morning and evening classes and focus on practicing the Yi Jin Jing, but Wulongyuan still prefers evening classes. Sitting meditation is very helpful for cultivation. And it can also relax the body and relieve fatigue. In the past, when practicing Tongzi Gong, Wulongyuan would meditate every night to let his body rest and recover. Now that we are starting to refine gas, it is even more necessary to meditate. Meditation is definitely the simplest way to nourish qi. Wulongyuan almost exhausted all his true energy in the afternoon. Meditation can help restore true qi faster. Master, I've been sweeping the ground all day today and I'm so tired. Can I take a night off? Xiaowen tentatively asked the abbot with long eyebrows, but also wanted to be lazy, and for him, meditation is a very boring thing. I really can't figure it out. What's the point of sitting there motionless? Xiaowen, you worked really hard today. The floor was cleaned very clean and deserves praise. The long-browed abbot specially inspected the Wulong Courtyard at dusk, and there were no fallen leaves on the ground, and all the potted plants were trimmed neatly. However, as the conversation changed, I don't approve your leave. Sit down quickly and prepare to meditate. Xiaowen felt helpless. Since he couldn't take leave, he had to resort to a different way of being lazy and put on his black sunglasses. Soon, the monks all sat down and began to meditate. Master Changmei held a ruler and patrolled back and forth, like a school homeroom teacher, supervising whether the students were slacking off. Time passes by minute by second, half an hour has passed. Wulongyuan, who is meditating, I feel that the true qi in my body has been restored quite a bit. In the 12 canons, true qi converges like a murmuring stream, increasing in number. Moreover, Wulongyuan's breathing became weaker and weaker, the heartbeat is also getting slower and slower. At a certain moment, Wulongyuan suddenly lost his breath. At this moment, Wulongyuan was still a bit panicked. I thought there was something wrong with my body. But upon careful consideration, this should not be a problem, but a practice experience. Fetal breath. The so-called called fetal rest, it's the state of the fetus in the mother's womb. No need to breathe. There won't be any suffocation either. Normal people need to breathe to provide oxygen to the body and generate energy. But true qi can directly supply energy to the body, replacing the role of oxygen. Generally, martial artists who are proficient in refining qi will experience fetal rest. Especially when physical activity decreases, especially during meditation, this experience is most likely to occur. In this state, you can achieve twice the result with half the effort in cultivation. Wulongyuan had clearly felt that the speed of producing true qi in his body was at least twice as fast. The 12 meridians of the body seem to have turned into highways, true qi flows through it, flowing endlessly. Moreover, according to Wulongyuan's understanding, fetal rest can also prolong life. There are many benefits. It's just that the fetal rest cannot be maintained continuously. As for the length of time, it may not be certain, maybe 10 minutes, maybe an hour. Wulongyuan is not sure how long he can maintain fetal rest. Try to maintain it as much as possible. This is a very good gain buff. At this point, the evening class is nearing its end. The long-browed abbot stared at Xiaowen. It seemed like he was looking. He always feels that Xiaowen is not normal tonight and too quiet. In the past, meditation used to involve twisting and turning, as if one had ADHD. Finally, Master Long Eyebrow discovers clues. Xiaowen is wearing a pair of black sunglasses, with the lenses of the sunglasses blocking his eyes, making it difficult to distinguish whether he is open or not. Master Long Eyebrow reached out and took off his small sunglasses, revealing a pair of paper-covered fake eyes. It's obvious that Xiaowen is secretly sleeping. Pop. Master Changmei patted Xiaowen's head with a ruler. Xiaowen was startled and woke up instantly. Did you sleep well? Master Changmei asked in a tone that was clear and kind. Xiaowen laughed foolishly and slept soundly. What rotten wood cannot be carved? Master Changmei hates iron for not becoming steel, and has no way to deal with Xiaowen's laziness. Master, I was wrong. I will continue to meditate. Xiaowen admits his mistake, but acknowledges it and refuses to change it, even continuing to sleep. Master Long Eyebrow gave up. It's not too strict either, after all, Xiaowen is a 6-year-old child and cannot stifle his nature. Upon hearing the commotion caused by Xiaowen, all the martial monks withdrew from their meditative state and looked over. Meditation is really boring, and most people can't bear it. Even a slight disturbance can attract people. What are you looking at? Keep meditating. Master Long Eyebrow scanned all the martial monks, only one person, motionless, completely unaffected. Sure enough, Long Yen is still the most patient. Upon seeing Long Yen, Master Long Mei's anger dissipated for the most part. Long Yen is the future of Wulong Academy. I don't know how well the Yi Jin Jing has been practiced. Master Changmei muttered to himself, wanting to ask Long Yen in person, but with some hesitation. Forget it, it's just the first day of cultivation and there shouldn't be any changes. If I ask frequently, it will put too much pressure on him. Master Long Eyebrow has a lot of inner play. After careful consideration, I have decided to release Long Yen, but there are too many questions. Cannot add pressure to the lover. This is teaching students according to their aptitude. Xiaowen is a lazy person who needs discipline, and if Long Yen excels in both character and education, then give him as much freedom as possible. Abbot Changmei has his own insights when teaching his disciples. Half an hour later, the evening class is over. Long Yen woke up from his fetal rest state. Restore normal breathing. Full of vitality. The true qi has also doubled compared to before. The effect is still very good. After finishing the evening class, Long Yen returned to the meditation room where he was sleeping. This is a 4-person bedroom. Apart from Long Yen, the 3 roommates are of course Master Brother De Shu, as well as Junior Brother Xiaolong and Xiaowen. Finally, you can sleep. Xiaowen pounced on the bed, preparing to have a beautiful sleep, and Little Dragon was still playing happily while holding the game console. I'm already addicted. I'm dead again. Xiaolong was furious, full of anger, and wished he could smash the game console. But he couldn't bear to part with it. The game console is already his treasure in the palm. Let him love and hate at the same time. Long Yen turned his head and saw that Xiaolong was playing Tetris. This game is very simple. Long Yen subconsciously commented on this sentence. Senior brother, do you know how to play? Little Dragon looked at Long Yen in surprise and immediately begged. Teach me. Okay, I'll show you how to play. Long Yen took the game console and personally operated it, letting Little Dragon observe and learn. In just a few minutes, Long Yen became the idol of Little Dragon. Senior brother, what a divine operation. That's amazing. How could I not have thought of it? Little Dragon exclaimed repeatedly, realizing that my senior brother is not only a martial arts prodigy, but also a gaming expert. Even Xiaowen, who was tired, became energized. Ask Long Yen for his gaming experience. Long Yen can only say too much, he is a high playboy. Only Uncle De is left on the sidelines, unable to understand the world of young people. Since I can't join them, I have to let them join me. Cough cough, the moonlight tonight is very nice, very suitable for practicing martial arts. Uncle De took the initiative to interrupt the 3 junior brothers and said. I have decided to impart my mastery of Tiangang Qigong to you. Thank you for the 1,000-point reward and reminder ticket from Xiao Tian. Thank you for the monthly pass of 15180. The young author is very serious about coding, but needs to conceive. His brain speed cannot keep up with his hand speed, which leads to a bit slow writing. This chapter starts at 9 p.m. and ends at 1 p.m. now. I didn't slack off and made 3 revisions, making it difficult to code. Under the premise of ensuring quality, the author will try their best to provide as much as possible. 009 Inhale, fart. Low-end star attraction method. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Tiangang Qigong, although not comparable to the Yi Jin Jing, is also a unique skill of Shaolin with powerful power. Uncle De introduced Tiangang Qigong to the three junior brothers in an attempt to attract their attention. However, Xiaolong and Xiaowen ignored it and focused on the game console. Compared to practicing martial arts, the two cute junior brothers still prefer game consoles. Long Yen was a bit tempted. Many skills don't weigh down. Learning another internal skill is also very good. Moreover, Uncle Da's true qi is powerful and his internal power is profound, which should be the result of practicing Tiangang Qigong. How about it, do you want to learn? Uncle Da sat upright in the middle, facing the bedroom entrance. Under the moonlight rendering, he seemed to be an extraordinary expert. After passing this village, there won't be this shop anymore. Senior brother, I'm in a good mood today. Do you want to learn Tiangang Qigong? Uncle Da really can't figure it out, what's fun about gaming consoles? Let you ignore the existence of my senior brother. So I tried to pull back the attention of my junior brothers. I don't want to. I don't want to learn. Xiaowen didn't even look at Uncle Da, and his answer was very decisive. In his opinion, learning martial arts will only make him more tired. If you can lie down, never sit. Don't learn if you can. Not learning is not enough. I'm the eldest martial brother, and I'm the final say. Uncle Da must pass on his unique skills to his three junior brothers. To avoid interrupting the inheritance. In the future, I will return to secular life and marry a wife. My junior brothers should shoulder the responsibility of revitalizing the Wulong Academy. Senior brother, it's already midnight. Go to bed early. Speaking of practicing martial arts, Xiaowen immediately lost his energy. Feeling drowsy, I yawned and couldn't even open my eyes. Senior brother, I think it's better to study again tomorrow during the day. Xiaowen is not tired, but he is addicted to the game console and doesn't want to learn martial arts at this time. Bastard. It's rare for senior brother to be so enthusiastic tonight. Don't ruin my mood. Uncle Da walked over to collect the game console from Little Dragon's hand, and then helped Little One up from his lying state. The two little ones were very helpless and could only be forced to practice martial arts. Follow me to practice, inhale. Uncle Da sat on the ground and began teaching Tiangang Qigong, inhale hard. Make your stomach swell up. Both Xiaolong and Xiaowen lack interest, reluctantly following along and trying to inhale, and Long Yen had a premonition of danger approaching. Not only did he not inhale, but he closed his breath instead. Directly enter fetal rest state. Not breathing or inhaling, not exchanging with external gases, self-sufficient. Fart. Uncle Da, with a look of enjoyment on his face, said the second part of Tiangang Qigong, then, a fart. The bloated stomach will dry up. Uncle Da really farted, the sound was like thunder. The whole bedroom was filled with a smell of farts. Long Yen is truly grateful that he has learned fetal breathing, which is so practical to dodge attacks from stinky farts. And Xiaolong and Xiaowen are quite miserable. The two were breathing hard with their mouths closed when Uncle Da happened to fart. Rich flavor. Burst in the nostrils. It smells so bad. Stinky. The little dragon had a fierce face and pinched his nose. Xiaowen almost suffocated and quickly fanned the air with his palm, hoping to take a breath of fresh air. Only Long Yen remained calm and composed. Senior brother Long Yen, why haven't you reacted? Xiaowen was a bit puzzled. I'm not breathing, I can't smell the smell. Long Yen responded. Hold your breath. Good idea. Xiaolong and Xiaowen both began to hold their breath, afraid that senior brother would have another stinky fart. But Uncle Da began to explain, the principle of Tiangang Qigong lies in the technique of breathing and breathing, which is precisely the process of clearing and elevating qi. Speaking, Uncle Da slowed down and took a deep breath, causing his stomach to swell. Xiaolong and Xiaowen dared not breathe, holding their breath tightly and their faces flushed. The decrease of turbid air. Uncle De finished inhaling, his body relaxed, and he began to expel turbidity. A fart. Even a gust of wind blew through the clothes. Xiaolong and Xiaowen couldn't hold their breath, and smelled a foul smell again. Too much suffering. And Long Yan is studying diligently, observing Uncle Da's true qi movement, especially those 8 words are very important. Clear qi rises, turbid qi decreases. Simply put, it's just how Uncle Da behaves. Inhaling is the rise of clear air, fart, it's a decrease in turbid qi. But this is just to demonstrate to the children of Xiaowen and Xiaolong, easy to understand and unforgettable for life. In fact, the deeper meaning is, it's still related to the meridians. True qi runs through the meridians. By practicing diligently, one can connect the Ren and Du meridians and achieve the Xiao Zhou Tian effect. Uncle De explained the principle behind it. This is also what Long Yan guessed. Qigong cannot do without meridians. The Yi Jin Jing connects the 12 meridians, and Tiangang Qigong connects the Ren and Du meridians. The human meridians are divided into the Jing and Qijing meridians. There are 12 orthodox scriptures and 8 extraordinary scriptures. Among them, the Ren and Du meridians are 2 belonging to the 8 extraordinary meridians. They are also 2 very important meridians in the human body. True qi follows the Ren and Du meridians, resulting in an increase in clear qi and a decrease in turbid qi. It can also be called Xiao Zhou Tian. This is a complete set of gas refining methods. That is the Tiangang Qigong that Uncle De wants to teach. It is indeed easier to learn than the Yi Jin Jing. Because it involves 2 meridians, the Ren meridian and the Du meridian. The Yi Jin Jing consists of 12, which is even more complex. Uncle Da's explanation is also quite easy to understand, inhaling and farting. Anyway, Long Yan understands. And also began to try to use true qi to unblock the Ren and Du meridians. Senior brother, what are the 2 meridians of Ren Du? Xiaolong still has a limited understanding of the meridians and acupoints, and he doesn't know where the Ren and Du meridians are located in his body. Nose hole and buttocks hole. Uncle De mentioned 2 key areas. Ren Du's 2 meridians are quite complex, involving many acupoints. It is estimated that even if told to Xiaolong, he may not understand. Even he himself did not remember all the acupoints of Ren Du's 2 meridians, so Uncle De simply simplified the complexity, because the nostrils and buttocks happen to be the intersection of the Ren and Du meridians. As long as you control these 2 places, the Ren and Du meridians will naturally operate. Once these 2 parts are connected, like me, I inhale through my nostrils and deflate through my anus. Uncle De raised his voice and began to focus on the key points. Between suction and release, it can generate a huge suction force. If you reach the highest level and the suction force is strong enough, it is the legendary star suction technique in the martial arts world. Upon hearing the 4 words, star absorbing method, Long Yan is excited. But the problem is, can Tiangang Qigong really evolve into the star absorbing technique? Senior brother, have you mastered the star absorbing technique? Long Yan needs to ask clearly and cannot practice blindly. Not yet. Uncle De shook his head and said truthfully. This is what I have deduced. Although it has not been truly refined yet, there is still some warmth. I will demonstrate it to you. After speaking, Uncle De began to inhale. Keep sucking open nostrils. There is no intention of stopping at all. It lasted for a full minute, still inhaling. Moreover, a gust of strong wind swept up in the bedroom. Long Yan felt a noticeable pulling force. There is a force to pull oneself over. Is this all right? It really looks like a star absorption method. It does make sense that Shaolin is the birthplace of martial arts in the world. Moreover, Uncle Da's expertise in martial arts is indeed unique and insightful. Just, Uncle Da's star absorption method is not yet mature in deduction. The suction is not concentrated and too messy, and it's out of control. The items in the bedroom began to scatter everywhere, creating a mess. A bulky agarwood fish was sucked and pulled up, smashed directly at Uncle Da's head. Thank you for the monthly pass of 13***20. New book seeking data. 010, I may be a freak who can't eat flies. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Uncle Da only focused on inhaling and demonstrating the method of absorbing stars, but he didn't notice a wooden fish being sucked and pulled up. It directly hit his head. Defeat your skills on the spot. Head broken and blood flowing. Blood flowed out from his forehead, and Uncle Da was knocked unconscious. He collapsed straight onto the bed and fell into a coma. Although Uncle Da also knows Iron Head skill, but attack their shield with their spear, it has been proven that the star-absorbing technique is obviously stronger than the Iron Head technique. Wulongyuan watched helplessly, unable to stop it, and having a bumpy encounter in the Wulong Courtyard is purely a daily matter. Everyone is a martial arts practitioner, very durable. Xiaowen and Xiaolong saw that senior brother had been knocked unconscious. Not only did he not check the injury, but he breathed a sigh of relief. Finally, you can sleep. Xiaowen immediately lay back in bed and fell asleep quickly. Xiaolong started playing with the game console again. Wulongyuan didn't feel any drowsiness. Upon checking his uncle's injuries, the blood on top of my head has solidified and is recovering quickly. Moreover, one can vaguely hear Uncle Da snoring. Good guy, seamless connection. Just fell asleep. All sounds are still. Wulongyuan followed the method taught by Uncle Da. Take in your true qi. Of course it's not inhaling or farting. But let the true qi circulate in the 2 meridians of Rendu. Each cycle is a small Sunday. As for whether it can be refined into the method of absorbing stars, Wulongyuan is uncertain, but this method can store wind and absorb qi, quickly accumulating true qi. Moreover, after practicing, Wulongyuan found that practicing this skill under moonlight and starlight had a better effect. Very suitable for late-night cultivation. During the day, the Yi Jin Jing can be combined with the night star-absorbing technique. Tuna until the latter half of the night. Wulongyuan also collapsed on the bed and fell asleep. Although martial arts practitioners are energetic, Wulongyuan is accustomed to sleeping. I always feel unwell without sleeping. At this point, it can be considered as the end of a whole day's life. This is the leisurely daily life of Wulong Courtyard. Although it doesn't have the glamour of big cities, it doesn't have any worries at all. The next day, everything remains the same. Wake up, wash up, have a morning clock, have morning classes, practice martial arts. Moreover, the clock tower was repaired yesterday. The abbot with long eyebrows personally supervised the construction team to reinforce it. In the future, the ancient clock should not fall again. It's time for lunch. Abbot Changmei specially cooked himself and prepared a whole table of dishes. It's rare to have a leisurely day today, adding food to the disciples. Wulongyuan, I've been practicing hard these past few days. I've made you delicious food. Eat more leeks to nourish your body. Master Changmei picked vegetables from Wulongyuan's bowl, fearing that Wulongyuan's practice would be too hard and his body would lack vitality. Although Master Long Eyebrow has good cooking skills, but a table of bland vegetarian dishes is really difficult to arouse a strong appetite. Eating meat is not allowed in the Wulong Courtyard, which is one of the commandments. But in order not to disappoint my master's heart, Wulongyuan can only pretend to have an appetite. But the other 3 disciples are not as polite as Wulongyuan. Especially Xiaowen. The 4 words, no appetite, are all written on his face. Xiaowen, isn't the dish cooked by Master delicious? Master Changmei asked. Xiaowen sighed and said with a resentful expression in his eyes. Sigh, it's vegetarian every day, and I'm almost losing my sense of taste. I really want to eat meat. Xiaowen complained while eating mantu, and was dissatisfied with the fast food. After all, he comes from a wealthy family in Xinjiang, with good living conditions and the ability to eat big fish and meat every day, which is why he eats chubby. There are not such good conditions in the Wulong Courtyard. Stinky kid, monks should have a clear mind and few desires. Master Changmei educated Xiaowen, and seeing the pitiful gaze of the disciple, he couldn't bear to be too strict and comforted, saying. Moreover, there is no meat in the Wulong Courtyard. Where can I get you meat to eat, master? Master, you're wrong about this. Uncle De interrupted Master Long Eyebrow and slapped his hands in front of him. A buzzing fly, flying back and forth, was beaten to death by Uncle De. This is just meat. Uncle De threw the fly corpse in his hand into a small bowl and said seriously. Adding ingredients. Eating it, it's very rich in protein. Xiaowen used chopsticks to put the fly into his mouth without any taste, then pinched it out with his fingers and threw it on the table, looking disgusted and saying. Too thin. I won't eat. Uncle De just took a photo and ran out of meat. Don't eat it. Uncle De picked up the fly and handed it to Long Yen, asking. Junior brother, do you want it or not? Long Yen almost didn't vomit. Although flies are indeed rich in protein and the Wulong Courtyard is not contaminated, but this thing is too disgusting. He can't speak up. I have to say, although Xiaowen is only 6 years old, even flies can bite. Growing up must be a wolf slayer. I don't want it, I'm allergic to fly meat. Long Yen refused in one gulp, and goosebumps started to rise. Okay, Uncle De finally handed the fly to Little Dragon and put it directly into the bowl. Little Dragon, you eat. Little Dragon didn't feel nauseous either and silently ate it. At this moment, another fly flew over. Uncle De pretended to slap, but Little Dragon shouted out, don't move. Then, he listens to the sound and identifies the position. With lightning speed, he reached out his chopsticks with just enough force to catch the fly. Kill me with one blow. I also didn't shrink the fly meat. Then he put the fly into a small bowl and said, here you are. Xiaowen stirred it with chopsticks, mixed the flies with rice, and directly ate it in his mouth. The taste seemed very good, and he nodded in satisfaction. This is good, it's so fat. Even smacked his mouth. However, Xiaowen only eats the fat on the fly's belly. He chewed a few times before spitting out the fly's head. The atmosphere is very calm. It's just a daily meal, but Long Yen felt out of place and couldn't fit in. My eyes are numb. His face turned even darker, with a shadow on it. Among the fellow disciples present, Long Yen realized that only he was a monster, surprisingly unable to eat fly meat. Nauseous, Long Yen almost couldn't hold back and vomited. Junior brother, it seems that you don't have much appetite. Are you practicing too hard and feeling unwell in your stomach? Uncle De heard a nauseating sound and asked Long Yen with concern. Yes. Yes. Long Yen narrowed his eyes and smiled to ease his embarrassment, and he looked at his master, Master Long Eyebrow. Master, why don't you say something to the elderly? Watching my disciples eat flies. Master Changmei indeed has something to say, with both praise and criticism, saying. Your martial arts have all improved, and I am very pleased to be your teacher, but if you kill in front of your teacher, it's a violation of the precepts. Let's not do it again. Long Yen. At this moment, there are 10,000 flaws in my heart that I want to vomit. The focus is not on killing animals, it's that they can even swallow flies. Buzzing, another fly flies over. Uncle De, Xiaowen, and Xiaolong all extended their chopsticks and pretended to pick them up. Wait a minute, let me do it. Cannot kill. Master Long Eyebrow stopped them and pulled out the big sword after birth, 3 times down and 5 times divided by 2, between the flashing knife light, flies falling on the table. Still alive. Just without wings. This is fresh, who else do you want to eat? Master Long Eyebrow, Yi Shan, smiled and asked the 4 disciples. Gradually outrageous. Are you all reincarnated spider spirits? Grass. I can't eat this meal anymore. Master, I'm full now. I'll go practice martial arts. Long Yen had a premonition that a greater disaster was about to come, put down the dishes and slip away quickly. As expected, just walked out the door, a large group of flies flew into the room. flying back and forth on the dining table, as if to seek revenge for their deceased brothers. It's my turn this time. Let's see if I can catch them all in one go. My senior brothers took turns performing, but Xiaowen had never performed before. Master, let me show you the Tiangang Qigong I learned from Master Brother last night. I saw Xiaowen with his back to the table, puckered up his butt. Pup. Xiaowen let out a long fart. Flies were poisoned and killed, suffocated to death in mid-air, falling onto the table. The title of Stinky Bun is not just an empty name. It's okay, it's okay. My fart doesn't smell, and my fart doesn't smell. Eating. Xiaowen himself didn't feel much. But Master Long Eyebrow, Uncle De, and Little Dragon, their mentality has all collapsed. They all covered their noses. Hurry up and run outside. They suddenly realized that Long Yen had already been outside the house. Long Yen is also too lucky. He dodged all of this. What kind of lucky physique is this?